All right.
Yeah, so it should be a pretty evenly matched game. PvZ, you'll have to tell me a little bit more about how this matchup works these days, because I used to watch it a little bit when Cascas would play Sun Lily, but besides that, I don't know it too well these days.
I can't get that thing to work. All right, why don't you start off with some introductions here, Owen?
Sounds good. So on the right-hand side of the map, we have Jiimonji. It's the teal Protoss. And on the left-hand side, we have Emporio, the looks like pink Zerg, perhaps?
Yes, pink. Light pink.
Light pink Zerg.
It's the only color to be in this game.
Yeah, right. You say so. I always go for yellow, so...
Alright, so we do see Emporio opting to go for a extractor trick before Overlord, so 11 Overlord.
Kind of cool. I hear that doesn't make too much of a difference, but...
Yeah, they say that about 9 Overlord and a single extractor trick is about even with regards to Econ. They say that the double extractor trick takes away from it a bit. So, and it does look like it goes down with an 11 pool. So, sorry,
and is this fairly common in ZVP? Like, is that an early pool, or is that about standard?
It's usually about standard. I mean, I've been actually working a couple of different ZVP builds as well. I've been working with a 12 pool now because of the fact that if they go for a fast expand, it allows you to get the Zerglings out to be able to block, to stop any pylon blocks if you want to go for, fast expand yourself. And it also, gets your map presence, and maybe even be able to do some damage with those Zerglings. So, but we do see, the 11 pool here. Depending on what the Protoss does, it could be, could be beneficial to the Zerg to get those early lings. But since the Protoss player does have his wall up on the top ramp, he'll pretty soon be walling that off with Cybernetic Core and his Zealot. So by the time the Zerglings do come out, there'll be a Zealot blocking the wall. So probably won't be able to do too much damage here. Although I have been able to actually snipe out somebody's gateway with a 12 pool, mainly because they decided to go one gate Stargate and completely skip their first Stalker. So my Zerglings were just poking away at his gateway, and then finally I killed it.
Nice. And we see the Expo goes down for Emporio as his queen just pops out right here, and that seems like a early Expo generally. Like the probe wasn't blocking too much, so.
Yeah, so it's the idea with the 11 pool is that if the probe decided to block and throw down a pylon, those Zerglings would have been out just in time to break the pylon down to actually take that expansion. Sometimes the Zerg player may want to try and force that pylon so that he can actually force the probe into building that pylon and losing the 100 minerals. But so sometimes they will bait like a fake fast expand just to get that pylon down. But so nothing there in this case. But the drone for Emporio is in the base of Jiimonji, scouting around. Oh, probe's almost actually catch it. Just gets out of there just easily. We do see 2 more gates going down, so looking like a 3-gate here. We have 2 gases, and a sentry coming out, so it looks like probably just a standard 3-gate expansion here from our Protoss player. And our Zerg player pretty much just econing up, floating a little bit of minerals here, just because he is supply blocked, waiting for that Overlord to pop, and then you'll see him probably produce about 8 drones.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm just wondering if he's going to transfer these drones. I feel like he's losing a bit of mining here, not Maynarding over to his expansion.
Well, there have been different arguments and studies, I guess you could say, about it, and it actually, Maynarding drones sometimes actually causes you to lose econ rather than just rallying both of your hatches to your natural. In this case, I think he has too many drones at his main in order to go for the for the rallied natural. Usually, you want to just have about 16, maybe 17 drones there. You want to have about 2 drones on each patch because of the fact that you don't want to have one sitting around. But actually, there goes the Nexus down for Jiimonji at about, I guess, like 28, 30 there.
Yeah, and the Roach Warren's coming down for Emporio. So maybe we'll see a little bit of early pressure if he spots this Nexus going up, but probably just going to take a third, I guess.
Yeah, we do see the Harvester count is in the favor of the Zerg player with 36 over 24. He is just building another Extractor. So we probably will be seeing a couple of Roaches coming out to put on a little bit of pressure. There are a lot of Sentry on the field right now, though, for Jiimonji, so I don't think he'll be able to do too much. However, I'm not sure if that's a tight wall between the... maybe it is. It looks like it. Just a funky little angle there. And actually, +1 being researched. And we do see a lot of aggression getting ready to come from the Zerg player here. 2 Roaches and 20 Zerglings on the way as he posts his lair down. And 2 more gas, so... He has fully saturated his minerals on his natural, so now he's going to start some pressure. And you know what? If he is able to get this down, he does have speed. So if he's able to get these Zerglings through without any good force fields from Jiimonji, he will probably be able to do a lot of damage. Because right now, there are just Sentry on the field with one Zealot. And, you know, Zerglings can do a lot of damage to Sentries if they can get surround without the force field knocking them out.
Yeah, for sure. I actually think this is a really interesting choice because he saw the Expo going down and he was already up by 10 probes and he only had 2 Zerglings on the map. I feel like if he would have taken a third... Oh, we got the Zerglings going in.
Yeah, Zerglings going in and actually he's getting his Sentries trapped. Oh, he's able to trap those last couple of Sentries. Really good timing. Almost lost them, but I think he lost about 2 or 3 Sentries in that engagement there. But forcing a lot of force field is really what the Zerg wants to do because as much energy that you can get out of those Sentry is more and more ahead for the Zerg player because Sentry's force fields are just so powerful against Zerg.
Yeah, for sure. And that's really good. He really doesn't have the ability to push right now. He's got to wait for this second base to really pay off for the Protoss player. Yep. And the Zerg player just making a bunch more Zerglings and going to go pressure again, I guess.
Yeah, it does look like actually both players moving out. There are a couple forward pylons going down for the Protoss player. The Zerg player does spot it, but he doesn't actually do anything about that pylon, so... I'm not sure if he's just going to leave it. Oh, it actually looks like he's running a couple of Zerglings into the main. He's going to be able to kill out a couple probes here. We look here, the Zergling's going to be able to do a lot of damage. The probe's just going to try and run away. He's going 1, 2, 3 probes. 4 probes. And 4 probes there still. This is not bad at all.
Yeah, and that gets held off by the Zealots. And he's just building a couple spine crawlers at this front here. And here comes the Protoss to push. I feel like he messed up a couple times there on that attack. He ran the Zerglings by the Sentries and Stalkers a couple times too many and took a lot of hits. And he lost 3 Roaches just walking by that group of units as well. But he does have a lot of Roaches at those rocks there. But we'll see if he actually...
Yeah,
wow,
a lot more Stalkers being warped in, and we do have a lot of force fields here from the Protoss player. I mean, 2, 3... Yeah, there's about 10 force fields here for the Protoss player, so he's going to need to get a good spot positioning. He does have 3 spine crawlers, though, which do a lot of good damage against the Protoss units, but those Roaches are stuck behind the force fields. They will pick away with those Zealots, and it actually does force the Protoss player back a bit.
Yeah, that's 20 Roaches. That is quite a few Roaches, compared to only his 9 Stalkers.
Yeah, right now with his Econ, he's able to just pump out these Roaches as many as he wants. He's actually way over Econ for his Roaches. He's going to need another macro hack if he wants to produce the 3. But able to push forward up to that pylon. He's really going to want to try and take that pylon out because he does not want to be able to get any more.
Wow, and there we go.
And actually, yeah, he does spot this other pylon as well, so he will be able to go up there and take it out and continue breaking down these rocks with the gold. So good push back by Emporio. And Jiimonji is pushed back, so we do have a real quick update on the Harvester count. Not too many more Harvesters for Emporio, only up to 49 over 36 for the Protoss player. But you'll see him probably start making up this this third base here. He does have 1 macro hatch down, double Evos going for attack and missile attack and carapace.
And one really interesting thing is, right when the Protoss got pushed back there, you could see that a couple of Emporio's Roaches burrowed into the ground, and he didn't have any sort of detection. So now you can see him throwing up 2 cannons, he's putting out the robotics facility, he needs that detection to come out, and he knows he can't push until he's got it. So Emporio's really got a nice timing here to take some bases, kind of wait, defend, and then have a lot of time before that next Protoss push is going to come to his front door.
Yeah, well, actually, it doesn't even look like Emporio wants to wait to defend. He wants to just maybe do some damage, but those Zerglings are going to run and see the size of this army and realize that it's probably not going to be a good point. But Emporio looking like he wants to take down the rocks on the bottom side of the Protoss base, just to get ready to prepare to do maybe some kind of a flank attack, sneak attack. The upgrades for the Zerg player about 3/4 of the way through. Protoss is on +1 attack, and +1 armor is also about 3/4 of the way through for the Protoss player. So, and it looks like a DT shrine going down.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this could make things a little more interesting in this game. He does have one Overseer right at his